is coming.
Doom.
An MCU Fantastic Four movie from Marvel Studios is on the distant horizon of November 2024, and if fans of the comics are excited for Marvel's first family, they're just as hyped for their main nemesis, Dr. Doom. The sovereign monarch of Latveria could very likely be the main villain in the upcoming film, but here are some other ways the Marvel Cinematic Universe could use Dr. Doom. Quick recap on Doom's backstory. Son of a doctor and a witch, Victor Von Doom swore revenge on all of humanity when he was very young after his parents died under pretty nefarious, supervillainy circumstances. Victor went on to be an engineering prodigy and inventor and met the future Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, in college. Von Doom got expelled from school after a machine he built to contact his mother's soul totally blew up when he turned it on. Adding injury to insult, the incident also permanently scarred Victor's face. He blamed Reed for the accident and went on to build his armor, hiding his scarred face permanently. Naming himself Dr. Doom, he returned home to Latveria and established himself as the fictional nation's sovereign leader. From then on, Doom would seek nothing less than world domination and the destruction of Reed Richards, the man who he held responsible for his downfall. Obviously, Doom's origin story comes straight from the comics, and it could easily be adapted as an origin film or Disney Plus series, and further story material could be mined from Doom's solo run in Astonishing Tales. There was also a Dr. Doom solo film in development way back when 20th Century Fox still had the rights to the Fantastic Four, and while that version is likely long defunct, Howard Stern may have recently leaked that an MCU Doom project might be in the works, so perhaps Doom's origin might receive the screen treatment after all. Doom first appeared in Fantastic Four number 5, where he battled the Fantastic Four, but would return in the very next issue with a new ally, Namor the Submariner, the Prince of Atlantis who first debuted in the Timely Comics era as a hero, but was brought into Marvel's Silver Age in Fantastic Four number 4, as one of their earliest enemies. Doom and Namor teamed up in issue number 6 to get revenge, and this issue also featured one of Doom's all-time greatest schemes by literally launching the F-Force home, the Baxter Building, into orbit. Doom and Namor have had a volatile relationship ever since, sometimes working together, but just as often turning on each other. A straight adaptation of the stories from the supervillain team-up book is pretty unlikely, but the concept of forcing Doom and Namor to team up has a lot of potential. We've already seen double-bill MCU projects like Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so they could easily do the same thing with Doom and Namor. Plus, Namor and the Atlanteans will make their debut in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, so perhaps the Prince of Atlantis will meet the ruler of Latveria sooner rather than later. Speaking of Black Panther, Doom has rivalries with lots of other Marvel heroes, not just the Fantastic Four, the biggest being Iron Man and, you guessed it, Black Panther. Doom and T'Challa first met in Astonishing Tales number 6 when Doom learned of Wakanda's vibranium and decided he wanted some for himself. T'Challa rushed home from the US where he was serving as an Avenger and battled Doom to a stalemate. Doom swore to get his hands on vibranium, and he finally succeeded decades later in the 2010 miniseries Doom War by Jonathan Mayberry and Scott Eaton. In Doom War, Doom secretly backs the Desturi, a xenophobic political faction trying to push Wakanda back to its isolationist roots. After the Desturi oust T'Challa as king along with Shuri, who wore the Black Panther mantle at the time, and captures Storm, T'Challa's wife, Doom strolls in to steal all the vibranium out of a vault. Armed with a new arsenal of vibranium weapons and robots, Doom waged war against dozens of Marvel's heroes and was only stopped when T'Challa used shadow physics to reduce all the stolen vibranium to an inert state. An adaptation of the Doom War storyline with some tweaks could easily provide the basic template for Black Panther 3. The MCU's Phase 6 has several blank spots on its roster right now, so a third film set in Wakanda seems like a strong possibility. Kind of like Captain America's Civil War, it's easy to imagine a movie that's less of a solo film but more of an event crossover to round out the trilogy, with numerous Marvel heroes joining Wakanda's forces to help repel Doom. Doom also has an interesting relationship with Doctor Strange. Doom is a skilled sorcerer along with being an engineering genius, so he can wield science and magic, and at one point was even a candidate to become the Sorcerer Supreme in 1989's Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment by Roger Stern and Mike Mignola and Mark Badger. The story involves aged Genghis, vassal of the Vishanti, bringing together several mystics from around the world for a once-a-century contest where the winner is named Sorcerer Supreme. Strange wins the contest and Doom comes in second, and so Strange is honor-bound to grant Doom one favor, and Doom asks Strange for help to free his mother's soul from hell. The two sorcerers journey to Hell to confront Mephisto, and during the battle, Doom enacts a plan where he seemingly betrays Strange, but it was all part of a play to free his mother, which works, but she doesn't want anything to do with Doom after that. Making Doom and Strange's journey into Hell could easily be the plot of a hypothetical Doctor Strange 3, given that the mid-credits scene of Multiverse of Madness implies Strange would travel to the Dark Dimension with Clea. However it happens, seeing these two sorcerers with doctorate degrees working together would be a dream come true for longtime Marvel fans. But Doctor Strange isn't the only Marvel mystic Doom might get paired with. He spent some time with Scarlet Witch in Avengers: The Children's Crusade, a 2010 miniseries from Alan Heinberg and Jim Cheung. The story involved Wanda's return to the Marvel Universe after her disappearance at the end of House of M 5 years earlier. The Young Avengers found an amnesiac Wanda in Latveria, where she and Doom were engaged to be married. Young Avengers Speed and Wiccan spin the story trying to confirm that they are Wanda's kids and trying to prove she could redeem herself after the devastation she caused during Avengers Disassembled and House of M. And she relates how years ago Doom helped her access the life force to generate enough mystic power to resurrect her children, and that she would need to do it again to perform a counterspell to undo the depowering of nearly all mutants in House of M. In the end, Patriot tries to stop the spell, and Doom gains the full power of the life force, which he only loses after a battle where Wanda and Wiccan work together to remove it. Doom would take the blame for Disassembled and House of M repairing Wanda's reputation at the cost of their relationship. Given Multiverse of Madness' ending, a loose adaptation of Children's Crusade could easily bring Scarlet Witch back into the fold, with the idea of her turning into a multiversal villain, replacing her depowering of mutants as what she needs to be redeemed for after she loses her memories and winds up in Latveria. The MCU has also introduced most of the Young Avengers roster. Speed, Wiccan, Kate Bishop, Eli Bradley, Cassie Lang, and even Kid Loki have already appeared in the MCU in some way. Children's Crusade features Doom in more of a supporting role, but it would still be a great way to weave him into the MCU canon. Dr. Doom has played the ultimate villain in both versions of the universe-wide crossover Secret Wars. The original Secret Wars came out in 1984. An ultra-powerful cosmic being called the Beyonder brought a group of heroes and villains to Battleworld to fight for good and evil. Doom became the de facto leader of the villains and even managed to temporarily steal the Beyonder's power, but it's far more likely that the MCU's Avengers Secret Wars will draw heavily from the 2015 version of Secret Wars. This time, Dr. Doom, Doctor Strange, and Molecule Man steal the power of the Beyonders. Yes, there's more than one, so Doom could build a new battle world out of shattered remnants of previously destroyed universes. Doom becomes God Emperor of this new battle world, where most of the Marvel characters lose their memories and take on new roles. The Invisible Woman is Doom's wife, Doctor Strange his lieutenant, and lots of Thor variants become his personal army. Doom thought he'd managed to erase Reed Richards from this new reality, but Reed survived an incursion and destruction of his own universe by using a life raft vehicle. Reed returns for a final battle with Doom where both the multiverse and Doom's face are restored. Secret Wars is a massive crossover involving the most popular characters Marvel Comics has to offer, and the main series from Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribic serves as a kind of finale for a rivalry between Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom. Because the MCU's recent interest in the multiverse, plus Kevin Feige's confirmation that the Multiverse Saga and Secret Wars are definitely happening, it seems that God Emperor Doom has a good chance of showing up on the big screen. Though we hope we don't have to wait until 2025 to see him. What did we miss? How do you think the MCU will work in Doctor Doom? Let us know down in the comments, and hey, thanks for watching, and for more MCU, here's why Phase 6 will be Marvel's biggest yet, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.